Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Weekend Out. My name is Gaurav. नाम तो सुना होगा. देखिए आज है भारत का रिपब्लिक डे. So here's wishing you all a very very happy Republic Day. भारत के गणतंत्र दिवस की आप सबको हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं. देखिए ना, this Republic Day comes on a very very positive note. Indians all across the world are very positive about the leadership change that has happened in India. And I believe Narendra Modi has been able to take Indians to the international level. देखिए जैसे कि उन्होंने UN में पास करवाया वर्ल्ड योगा डे. अब से ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड 21 जून मनाया जाएगा एज द वर्ल्ड योगा डे. भारत में उन्होंने लॉन्च किया द भारतीय स्वच्छता अभियान. एंड आई थिंक दिस इज अ वेरी वेरी इंटेलिजेंट वे जहां उन्होंने सेलिब्रिटीज और सोशल मीडिया को यूज किया एक ऐसे नोबल कॉज को प्रमोट करने के लिए. एंड ऑफ कोर्स देन ऑन अ लाइटर नोट, 16 इयर्स के बाद द इंडियन मेंस हॉकी टीम एशियन गेम्स में गोल्ड मेडल भी जीत के आई. सो इट्स बीन अ वेरी पॉजिटिव ईयर एंड आई होप दैट देयर विल बी लॉट ऑफ पॉजिटिव न्यूज इन द फ्यूचर एज वेल. बट बिफोर वी मूव अहेड विद दिस एपिसोड, हमने सोचा कि बात करते हैं विद द इंडियन एम्बेसडर टू द यूएई, हिज एक्सीलेंसी मिस्टर सीतारमन से, और जानते हैं क्या है उनका मैसेज टू ऑल इंडियंस वाचिंग दिस शो.
It is indeed a great honor to represent India here in UAE when we are celebrating the 66th Republic Day of India. We have a very large Indian community here in UAE, and we have an old connection with UAE. This old connection is really at the basis of our relationship. And it is because of that connection, which goes back a long way, that we have such a large Indian community present here. It is out of this old interaction that today we are one of the largest trading partners of UAE. Very recently, our two-way trade was $75 billion US dollars. Travel between the two countries has intensified. We have today more than 100 flights every day from some part of India to some part of UAE. We have recently liberalized the visa regime by having a tourist visa on arrival at 9 airports in India after obtaining a prior clearance online, which can be applied for 4 days before departure to India. Very important other factor is Indians working here work not only with Emirati friends but also with people from so many other nationalities. So they also influence decisions by others of people of other nationalities to travel to India, and more importantly to invest in India in various ways. And I know that efforts are going on right now by many people to get together and participate in the Swachh Bharat initiative back in India by collecting funds and specifically for building toilets in schools, particularly for girls' schools in India, which is something that is being driven as a priority project by Government of India.
India has been always looking for its own superhero. Unfortunately, luck has not been on our side, and the best we could do was Shaktiman. But I think this story is slowly but surely changing. India is looking up to its hero in the form of Narendra Modi now. Of course, ये मेरा मानना है, but I think our ambassador to the UAE, His Excellency Mr. Seetharam, also had similar thoughts when we asked him about Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
We are very happy that the image of India generally internationally has improved dramatically in the recent months, and that he has been traveling widely, speaking on various issues, and it has generated a positive sentiment about India. Whether it is in terms of investment, or whether in terms of just appreciating what India is doing or recognizing the huge challenges that India faces. Naturally, there is a very high expectation about the new government, and the government has to work very hard to fulfill those expectations as much as possible. And all of us, whether we are part of the government or outside as Indian citizens or Indian citizens living abroad, all of us have roles to play in realizing that expectation. I wish all Indian citizens and friends of India a very happy 66th Republic Day of India.
रिपब्लिक डे का एपिसोड हो और शो पर थोड़े से पॉलिटिकल लीडर्स ना हो तो फिर शो का मजा ही क्या है. इसलिए we've got one more charismatic personality on the show. Now he's United Nations peacekeeper, he's a refugee worker, he's also an author. Now no prizes for guessing, of course. We're talking about Mr. SASHI Tharoor. He was recently in Dubai and we had a chance to catch up with him.
We must change our attitudes and mindsets if we really want to clean India. I would urge you to contribute in some practical ways to help. I mean, I don't know whether you believe in fundraising drives here for causes in India, but this is a worthwhile cause. One of the things that I've often said about our own NRI brothers and sisters is that we abide by the rules of the place we're living in. So when we're in the West or in the UAE, you'll never see an Indian littering or spitting on the walls or tossing junk out of his car window. But the moment he gets to India, the rules seem to change inside his head. Some switch goes off and he starts doing all of these things which he would never do in the UAE. So I would urge you to add to the awareness of people here that if it's good enough to keep the UAE clean, they can contribute to keeping India clean.
Now, SASHI Tharoor was a pioneer in using social media as a medium of political interaction. In fact, he was the most followed Indian politician on Twitter till the year 2013, and then of course he was overtaken by the now Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi. In fact, SASHI Tharoor even has some records, like he was the first Indian politician to reach 10,000 followers on Twitter and then also the first to reach 100,000 followers. Currently, he has about 2.3 million followers on Twitter, and when we asked him why he felt the need to communicate with people on social media, this is what he had to say.
If tomorrow I were to leave politics but I continue on Twitter, maybe, first of all, it's become a habit, and also because it is such a good platform to express your views, whether they have any sort of public significance or not. I would probably obviously not feel as obliged to give an account of my day, because as a politician I'm accountable to my voters. So I do like to tell them, you know, today I was there with the children's ambulance, or I was there inaugurating a new water pump in a Harijan colony, or whatever. Some of those things that one does as a politician, one wants to let one's voters know about it. That element I would not do as a private individual, but that's the only difference. Otherwise, it remains a very good forum to express your views, to react to other people about their views, and to have a useful interactive conversation.
These days it may be social media, but not long ago, music was considered to be the best way to communicate with each other. When we come back after a short break, we'll take you to one such musical event.